do some neurographic art. This is something that has been done over and over and over again. I have done it over and over again, but I love it. I think it's a great thing just to relax and let ourselves be creative. So what we're going to start with is a piece of watercolor paper. And today there's lots of different ways that you can do neurographic art, but today I'm going to use a marble or a glass marble with one flat side. And I'm going to show you how to use this to create neurographic art. So sometimes it's hard to even just get started and put a mark on our paper. So this is really going to help us do that. We're going to need a pencil and this marble and a piece of paper. I've taped it down because we're going to watercolor paint it later, and I don't want the paper to warp because when you add water, it gets all wiggly and moves around. So, okay. So I have my pencil and my marble. I'm going to put it down anywhere kind of close to the edge of my picture. Or my paper, I'll just start with it right here. And I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to let the marble help me make my first mark on my page. So I'm going to take my pencil like this, put it down on my paper and start to push that marble. As I push the marble, I'm going to follow it whatever way it decides to go. And I'm going to go to one other side of the paper. Okay, then my marble's over here. I'm going to put it over here now. And I'm going to make more lines on my paper. I'm going to cross through other lines. Whoa. And up here. Okay, I want to put one here. I want to make sure that my lines cross. And I'm going to show you why. Whoa. I've lost my marble. I'm going to move it up here to where my pencil was. I didn't want to move my pencil. And then keep going up to the corner. And I'm just going to keep going until I end up with lots of lines on my page. So I don't want to overcrowd it. I want to just look for balance in my picture. So I had a big open space over here, so I put my marble down there and filled some in. Now, you can add other things on top of it if you want. You could leave it just like this, and I'll show you what we can transform it into next. But I think I want to add some circular shapes to mine, and I just happen to have the tape that I taped it down with. So I'm going to lay it over a section of my picture, and I am going to trace inside my circle. It's a little bumpy, but I'll smooth that out after. So there's one circle. Maybe I want one more up here. I can even put it halfway off the page. I just want to make sure that some of my lines are crossing over other lines. Okay, I like it. Okay, once I'm happy with my lines, I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm going to start tracing. When I get to an intersection, and that means like right here, like right here, I am going to do something special to where these lines cross. A line crosses there, a line crosses there, a line crosses here, 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 and here, and here, and there's a bunch more crossing lines up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start tracing all of my Sharpie lines. I'm going to go all the way up here. And trace as best as I can. And I'll also come and trace this guy, trying to smooth out that line that was a little bumpy there. Okay, now I have a little crooked one there. I'm going to try to smooth out all the edges, and that is key to what we're going to do in this piece of art. So my two lines cross right there. I'm going to zoom in to show you. Okay, so these lines cross. What I want to do next is I want to round out all the corners. So when I say round out, there's a corner here on this side, a corner here on this side, corner in there, and a corner in there. So what I'm going to do is make it thicker and darker and round it out so it's a soft curve. Like so. So I've done that. But if you see here, there's like a little bumpy edge. So I'm going to try to make that smooth into the next line as perfectly as possible. You can't really make a lot of mistakes in this, but to make it look really sharp and really polished, you want to make sure that your lines are smooth. And this is not something that we have to rush through. I come up here and there's another intersection, and I'm just going to round out those corners. There's a corner up here. I'm going to make a little scoop, kind of like a little smiley face, and then fill in that space. I'm going to make another scoop, fill that in, and a scoop here. Now again, I don't want to leave it with that bumpy edge right there. So I'm going to smooth her out. And it's okay if my lines get really thick in places. I just don't want to have it really bumpy. I love this project because it's so free and you can do kind of whatever you'd like. And it's just really nice to focus on the lines. And it kind of is a nice way to be calm and to end a day. So I'm going to continue to trace my lines and fill in the rounded edges wherever my lines cross each other. Okay, so I'm going to speed it up so you can see it faster than I can actually do it in real time. So I want you to pay attention to a couple of little things. I hope you were noticing that first I traced all my lines, and then I went back in and rounded out and kind of thickened all of those places where those intersect, where those two lines cross over. So I made the lines thicker there. Sometimes the line itself became thicker as I tried to smooth out some of those lines. I really want you not to rush through it. I just want you to take your time, make sure your lines look really beautiful and smooth, and you're going to create a real masterpiece when it is finished. So that's probably what we'll get done today for part 2, or for part 1, pardon me. But the second part is that we will now add some watercolor paints to our sections that we have created through all our lines crossing, like in this white empty space, and this space here, and this space here. I'm going to start to paint this guy, and I'm going to just let it guide me. I don't really have a plan of where I'm going to put what. I've got my watercolor paints. Yours look different probably at school, but this is what I've got at home. I am going to use a variety of paintbrushes because maybe I need smaller ones for these tiny spaces and a bigger one for the larger spaces. I've got a jar of water and I've got my paper towel to clean my brushes off. I am going to probably do the wet on wet technique. So what I do, how to do that is I take a little water on my brush. I add some water to my page before I even add the paint. The nice thing about using Sharpies is that they are a non-water soluble marker, so they will not bleed into the water when I put it down there. So yeah, I am going to start choosing some colors and seeing where it takes me. As my watercolor paint started to bleed together into each shape, I was really reminded of the art of Alex Janvier. And in Edmonton, we are incredibly lucky to have his artwork on the floor of the Rogers Place right in the heart of the city. And we also have a brand new school named after him. And this incredible Indigenous artist has an incredible use of color and movement and balance in his stunning pieces. And these are just a few examples of what he has created.
Make sure to subscribe to Elementary Arts and subscribe to Pixel Pencil Play. Okay, bye.